one of the things that I was doing recently at the Specialty Coffee Association Expo in Portland was asking people this one question that I realized that in all the times you and I have met in person or talked for the show Coffee Smarter, or just when I interviewed you that very first time, I've never asked you this. So I'm going to ask you it now. Alden Hozouri of Crossings Coffee, since I didn't mention that at the top. What do you love about coffee? I feel kind of bad just springing it on you, but that's not really true either.
I was going to say, yeah, don't feel bad at all. I love that it can be whatever you want it to be and nothing at all. You know, I come from a decade on, the research bench, and I also wanted to create and build community, and coffee was the intersection where I could do both and more. And I think if you stretch it long enough, you could probably find a means and a ways to do that for any industry in particular. But there's already such a beautiful culture in our society around like gathering, coming together, sitting down, pouring a cup. Like we do this with meals and food, but it's such a universally or nearly universally loved beverage and enjoyed in hundreds and thousands of different styles around the world, and people spinning their own interpretations on it. It's like so beautiful to witness all the different ways that people try to like make it their own and invite others to join them and witness them in that. People want to go down the craziest rabbit holes and create what they think is the best, but it ends up being such a niche thing. And it's like, that's amazing. You've created something so particular and beautiful in one specific way. And that's amazing. And people can replicate that, and people can do something diametrically opposite, and they can think that's the best. And everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and all this buzz is happening. And there are other people who just drudge in the morning, and they need it as their crux to get up out of bed in the morning. I mean, it's just like there's such a wide range of people to like engage and interface within this subject. And I love being witness to all of it. I love learning and finding my own spin that I can put on things, and being able to create that in a way that I hope doesn't necessarily bias people, but like informs them in a way so they can make more informed decisions. The whole thing is just really cool.
I've been with you when you've done this, and so I have a bit of a background, but I think one of the things that came up for me in your commentary there was the evolution of not only coffee as a product, but our relationship to it. So when you're going to go to a coffee shop later this week, what are you going to order?
Whatever the hell I want. I mean, that's also kind of a cool thing. It's like you've got this one product that like can be spun in so many different ways. Like I might order a flat white. I probably will order an oat milk flat white, but I might be hot and order an iced oat latte with vanilla. I might just get a shot of espresso. I might even just get a chai. And that's the other thing as well. Is like coffee, I think, has become an institution to invite other pieces into the fold that aren't even coffee. Tea culture. I don't think coffee is dependent on tea. Tea isn't dependent on coffee, but there's definitely like some ways in which they marry, and you've got people who are interested in both. And so they'll have a excellent coffee program, but they're also really wanting to show people, hey, look what else you can drink. This is really tasty too. Or they'll make like turmeric lattes. They'll make chais, it's just such a beautiful umbrella for people to gather under and enjoy whatever they fancy that day.
Alden, thank you for answering those two questions on the spot kind of randomly. And two, just generally speaking, I'm excited about this new Crossings Coffee column that we've been working on. The idea of for a while now. Whomever is out there listening, keep checking roastwestcoast.com. That column is going to be out soon. Transcripts of some of the conversations we've had, and essentially really intense, quick coffee education courtesy of Alden Hozouri at Crossings Coffee, which I'm greatly appreciative. And tell us, where can people find Crossings Coffee in the world or online, or how do they get it?
You can find it right straight from our website, crossingscoffee.com. If you're local to San Diego, you can find it at Wayfarer Bread in Bird Rock. You can find it at Cafe La Terre in Solana Beach and Encinitas. You can find it at Plus 61. It's a rad coffee truck. Usually makes its way up and down the coast in La Jolla area. You can find it at Mesa Rim Gyms in San Marcos and in Mira Mesa. Oh man, I mean, there's just so many, and there's so many more coming. So just like check us out, follow us on Instagram, visit the website, drop me a line. I'd love to talk to you.
Thanks, Alden. Do you want to make a podcast? Check out Spotify for Podcasters. Spotify's platform lets you easily make a new show, then distribute it around the world. You can even monetize your podcast. It's all in one place and it's free. It's Spotify for Podcasters. Here's how it works. You use Spotify for Podcasters to record and edit shows right from your phone or computer. You can literally start creating today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else podcasts are heard. Beyond the audio realm, Spotify for Podcasters also has video podcasting tools, not to mention the ability to connect directly with your podcast listeners. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including paid ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, it's totally free. It all sounds pretty good to me. So good that I'm using my platform to recommend anyone starting a podcast, give it a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started. This podcast is a listener and reader-supported creative effort. Some amazing listeners and readers have chosen the paid subscription to the Roast West Coast newsletter, which you can find on roastwestcoast.com. They are part of a growing community of people who appreciate craft coffee, learning about coffee, and being inspired by the guests on this show. The show doesn't survive without their support. So if you are able, and this show has been going pretty well with your morning mug of your favorite cup of coffee, please subscribe to the paid newsletter at roastwestcoast.com. Thank you for listening, thank you for subscribing, and thank you for drinking good coffee.